Hey, this is Dale, your librarian. What's going on in this guide and how can you use it to influence or expand on or support the research that you're doing or op-eds or whatever assignment that you're doing? Let me run through some of the ideas that's going on here. So first of all, when you go to the Marriott Library, this is the main search. I'm going to call this the catalog. So if I ever refer to the catalog, that's what's going on. So in this, when you scroll down here, it's say, for example, you were looking at alcohol prohibition movements or temperance movements of the early 20th century. You would have all sorts of different people that were influencing or lobbying for things, and then you'd have like solutions or laws or policies or things like that. All of these can be used in keywords that you can use. So, for example, teetotalers would be a population. So it's people that believe in a certain thing, or they're activists, or they're a lobby for something. So all of these different things are keywords. What do I mean with keywords? If you go to the library catalog and type in Instagram, oops, I misspelled it. You get nothing. Oh. There's 208 articles that misspelled Instagram just like I did. Spelling counts. So in the library catalog, if spelling counts, then that means that you're the intelligent part and there's no artificial intelligence or smart searching. Part of this is due to the fact that we want to be able to find exact things and not have it suggest mysterious things. So if I'm looking for Instagram, I don't want MySpace, but if I go off to look for Instagram out on the open web, maybe it's going to give me some of the things that I'm not interested in. So it helps you focus, but you have to be really exact with your keywords. In the library catalog, I have some canned searches for you. So for example, on this one, it'll go back to the library catalog. And let me explain what's going on. Do you remember all those keywords that we were looking at of populations? One of my populations might be people who are homeless or experiencing homelessness. There's any number of ways to describe a population. And then I'm looking at policies, but I could go back and I could add things like advocacy or program or plan or intervention. Any number of different things could go up here. So I kind of put this as like context, and this was kind of like maybe the intervention. What you can do, so you can see here, there's going to be books and there's going to be peer-reviewed journals if you want to narrow down to that. You can narrow down to publication date of like just in the last year. So if you're doing policy analysis, that might be a great way to go. Something that you can do though is you can take my canned searches. I've got a bunch of keywords right here and different ideas. So you could take those and you could just switch it out to so if you put something in quotes, the keyword is going to be everything that's in between the quotes stuck together. So domestic and violence in one single string. That works out on Google too, where if you put something in quote marks, it looks for that exact string. But if I'm changing that, then we get similar results, but it's on a different topic altogether just because of those keywords. So is it domestic violence or is it intimate partner violence? That's where you have to put in the ors. And you can see that I have a bunch of different ideas like that. Why do I keep going to this one? Okay, another thing that's critical to what you're looking at is scholarly databases. This is kind of a mishmash of stuff related to policy analysis. So here we already looked at the library catalog. Here's some of my favorite databases, and here's more keywords that you can use. So this one's really good, values or attitudes or beliefs. So you could grab that and go into a public policy database. And you could do advanced search, and then you could add that, and we could talk about domestic abuse. Let's try that one instead. Or domestic violence. And then let's add one more. So this is public policy database, PAIS. So maybe let's try it without looking for policy, because this is a policy and law database. So the effectiveness of interventions, influencer culture, so they're looking at particular bills, Violence Against Women Act. But if we did this same search in sociology, we'd get different results related to like group psychology and society and things like that. Or if we went to PsycInfo, there would probably be a lot of like individual or micro interventions. There's also some instructions here on how to use our government documents librarian to look up bills that are going on in the state level or in the federal level. And Nexus Uni is pretty good for like the legal and newspapers and things like that. And there's a quick video here. If you have any questions, reach out to me. My email address is dale.larson@utah.edu, and I'm happy to help.